Hi students, good morning to one and all. Today we are going to discuss about photosynthesis. In yesterday's class we discussed about the metabolism and introduction regarding photosynthesis. What is the balanced equation for photosynthesis? 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Here what is the main product of photosynthesis? Glucose. What is the byproduct of photosynthesis? Oxygen. Which chemical acts as both substrate and product of photosynthesis? Water. Then coming to the significance of photosynthesis. What is the significance of photosynthesis? Generally, this photosynthesis plays important role in synthesis of food material. This is the only source of synthesis of food material. This is the only source for all the food present on earth. This is the basic source, whatever it may be, plants, animals, and any other living organisms directly or indirectly derive food material with the help of photosynthesis only. However, in addition to the synthesis of food material, this photosynthesis also plays important role in, during photosynthesis, conversion of light energy into chemical energy. Conversion of light energy into chemical energy. This process of energy conversion is called energy transduction. Very important. Photosynthesis is an example for energy transduction process. Conversion of one form of energy into another form of energy is called transduction. Photosynthesis is energy transduction because here light energy is converted into chemical energy. At the same time, another very important one, it also plays important role in release of oxygen, which is essential for respiration of other living organisms. Generally, oxygen is essential for the survival of almost all living organisms except anaerobes. In this case, generally here, oxygen which is released during photosynthesis acts as the source oxygen for respiration. So this respiration of other living organisms is mediated with the help of photosynthesis. This is also one of the most important significance of photosynthesis. Then coming to the most important one here, the site of photosynthesis. The site of photosynthesis. Basically here, which system of the plant body is said to be the site of photosynthesis? In a typical plant body, how many systems are present? A typical plant body is mainly characterized by two major systems. One is root system and another one is shoot system. Root system is the underground part of the plant body. Shoot system is the aerial part of the plant body. Root system is generally brown in color. Shoot system is green in color. So which system able to perform photosynthesis? Root system or shoot system? Shoot system. Shoot system. So simply the system meant for photosynthesis is shoot system. Shoot system plays important role in photosynthesis. At the same time, even in shoot system, which organs play major role in photosynthesis? Organ helps in photosynthesis is leaf. Leaves are the most important organs of photosynthesis. In addition to the leaf, which other organs are green in color? Which other organs? Generally young stem is green in color, young stem, Unripened fruits are also green in color. Calyx or sepals. Calyx are also, unit of calyx is sepal. Generally, a typical flower is mainly composed of 4 types of floral leaves: sepals, petals, stamens, and carpels. Whorl of sepals is called calyx. Whorl of petals is called corolla. Whorl of stamens is called androecium. Whorl of carpels is called gynoecium. However, here generally sepals or calyx is green in color, so able to perform photosynthesis. Unripened fruits are green in color, perform photosynthesis. Young stem is green in color, perform photosynthesis. But the major organ is leaf. The major organ meant for photosynthesis is leaf. Then another very important, which tissue plays important role in photosynthesis? Mesophyll tissue. Mesophyll tissue is a part of leaf. Ground tissue of leaf. Mesophyll tissue is nothing but this is the ground tissue of leaf. Mesophyll is one of the tissue present in leaf. This ground tissue of leaf, mesophyll tissue of leaf, plays important role in photosynthesis. At the same time, is the most important, which cell organelle that plays important role in photosynthesis is chloroplast. Chloroplast is the cell organelle that plays important role in photosynthesis. However, this is very important side of photosynthesis. The system is shoot system. Organs are leaf, young stem, unripened fruits, calyx or sepals. Then tissue, mesophyll tissue. Mesophyll tissue means ground tissue of leaf. Then cell organelle, chloroplast. Then coming to the most important one, the structure of the chloroplast. Then coming to the structure of the chloroplast. Structure of chloroplast. Generally, chloroplast is said to be an example for double membrane bound cell organelle. Basically, based on the number of unit membranes present around the cell organelles are broadly classified into 3 types. What are they? Single membrane bound, double membrane bound, and membraneless. Most of the cell organelles are single membrane bound, like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosome, vacuole. Microbodies like glyoxysomes, peroxisomes are the familiar examples for single membrane bound cell organelles. Best examples for double membrane bound cell organelles are chloroplast and mitochondria. Chloroplast and mitochondria are the double membrane bound cell organelles. Then few organelles are membraneless. One of the familiar example is ribosome. Ribosome is the membraneless cell organelle, commonly present in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, present in both plants and animal cell, present in all kinds of living cells, hence they are said to be universal cell organelles. Then another important one is centriole or centrosome, also said to be another membrane-less cell organelle. However, chloroplast is said to be an example for double membrane-bound cell organelle. These chloroplasts are exclusively present in plants, absent in animals. One of the major difference between a plant cell and animal cell. Presence of chloroplast in plant cell, absence of chloroplast in animal cell. Then structurally, a typical chloroplast Structurally, a typical chloroplast is surrounded by two unique membranes, namely outer membrane and inner membrane. Outer membrane and inner membrane. These are the two membranes associated with a typical chloroplast. The space present between two membranes is called intermembrane space. The space present between outer membrane and inner membrane. Say, this is outer membrane and this one is inner membrane. These two membranes are separated by a space called, this space is called intermembrane space. Intermembrane space. Another name for intermembrane space is periplastidial space. Periplastidial space or intermembrane space is the gap between two membranes of a chloroplast. Then here the most important one, inner to the inner membrane. Inner to the inner membrane, generally some fluid filled matrix is present. That matrix is called stroma. Here the most important one is, the most important part of the chloroplast is stroma. What is stroma? Stroma is nothing but the matrix of the chloroplast. Stroma means this is the matrix of the chloroplast. Generally, this stroma contains photosynthetic enzymes. Photosynthetic enzymes, one of the most important component of stroma. In addition to the photosynthetic enzymes, stroma is also characterized by several circular double-stranded DNA molecules, another very important feature. Several molecules of DNA. What is the nature of DNA here? Circular and double-stranded. DS stands for double-stranded. Then another very important one also contains 70S type of ribosomes. 70S type of, generally ribosomes are of two types, 70S and 80S, based on the sedimentation coefficient. 70S ribosomes are smaller and are present in prokaryotes. 80S ribosomes are larger and are present in eukaryotes. 70S ribosomes are commonly present in prokaryotes. In addition to the prokaryotes, 70S ribosomes are also present in eukaryotes inside the chloroplast. Very important. Generally, 70S type of ribosomes are the cell organelles which are present in another cell organelle. Hence, ribosomes are called organelle within organelle. Organelle within organelle is ribosome. That which type of ribosome? 70S type of ribosome is called organelle. This is the organelle within organelle. Or cell organelle within cell organelle is ribosome. Which type of ribosome it is? 70S type of ribosome. Then another very important one, this stroma is also characterized by another very important component. Certain minerals are also present inside the stroma. So stroma is mainly composed of photosynthetic enzymes, especially the enzymes of dark phase. Photosynthetic enzymes are nothing but enzymes of dark phase. Dark phase enzymes are present within the stroma. Hence, dark reaction of photosynthesis take place within the stroma. At the same time, several circular double-stranded DNA are present inside the stroma. 70S type of ribosomes, they are also called organelle within organelle, present inside the stroma. Then minerals are also, minerals or ions are present inside the stroma of the chloroplast. Then reserve food may be present in the form of starch bodies or starch granules. Starch granules, a kind of reserve food, may be present within the stroma of the chloroplast. At the same time, certain membranes called thylakoids or thylakoid membranes. Thylakoid membranes are also present inside the chloroplast. One of the most peculiar feature, presence of thylakoid membranes. Generally, certain lipoproteinaceous membranes, say all these are the thylakoid membranes. All these membranes are the thylakoid membranes. Certain thylakoid membranes are present within the stroma and are extended from one end of the chloroplast to another end of the chloroplast. Thylakoid membranes are extended from one end of the chloroplast to another end of the chloroplast. At certain places, these thylakoid membranes are arranged one above the other. Say this is first thylakoid, second thylakoid, third thylakoid, fourth thylakoid. These thylakoids are arranged one above the other to form a stack of thylakoids. A stack of thylakoids. A stack of thylakoids is formed by the arrangement of thylakoids one above the other. The stack of thylakoids is called granum. Very important one. Granum. What is granum? Granum means a stack, a pile of thylakoids. Then the thylakoids present in granum are called grana thylakoids. The thylakoids present in granum are called grana thylakoids. For example, say in this granum, how many thylakoids are present? 4. Each thylakoid is called grana thylakoid. Then another very important, between two adjacent thylakoids, for example, say this is one granum and this is another granum. These two grana are connected with the help of another kind of thylakoids called stroma thylakoids. The thylakoids which are present between two adjacent grana, the thylakoids present between two adjacent grana are called stroma thylakoids. The thylakoids present within the grana are grana thylakoids. Present between the grana are called stroma thylakoids. Then however, very important, these thylakoid membranes are of two types. Stroma thylakoids and grana thylakoids. Stroma thylakoids and grana thylakoids are the two very important types of thylakoid membranes. However, the stroma thylakoids and grana thylakoids are the sites of these two thylakoids contain photosynthetic pigments. Very important one. Stroma thylakoids and grana thylakoids. Stroma thylakoids contain photosynthetic pigments. Grana thylakoids contain photosynthetic pigments. Then these thylakoids are said to be the site of light phase. The site of light phase. Light phase is nothing but light reaction. Photosynthesis is mainly differentiated into two phases, two reactions. Light reaction and dark reaction. Light reaction takes place within the thylakoid membranes, especially mainly in the grana thylakoids, occurring both stroma thylakoid and grana thylakoid, but commonly grana thylakoid. Then dark phase or dark reaction is common in stroma. Dark phase or dark reaction takes place within the stroma. Then however, here another very important, these thylakoids are characterized by, thylakoid is having one membrane, say this outer line represents membrane. Then each thylakoid contains inner empty space. This inner empty space present inside the thylakoid is called lumen. So simply the space of thylakoid is called lumen. Each thylakoid is having a lumen, simply empty space present within the thylakoid. However, structurally, a typical chloroplast is mainly composed of chloroplast envelope and stroma. Chloroplast envelope is mainly composed of two unit membranes, where the first one is outer membrane and the second one is inner membrane. These two membranes are lipoproteinaceous, generally biological membranes, say plasma membrane. What is the chemical nature of plasma membrane? Plasma membrane is lipoproteinaceous. Similarly here the outer membrane and inner membrane are also lipoproteinaceous. Then the space present between these two membranes is called intermembrane space or periplastidial space. Then the fluid filled matrix present inside the chloroplast is called stroma, simply matrix of the chloroplast. Contains photosynthetic enzymes or enzymes of dark phase. Hence the stroma is said to be the site of dark phase or the site of dark reaction. Why dark phase or dark reaction take place within the stroma? As the enzymes or the photosynthetic enzymes of dark phase are present within the stroma. Then here another major component, circular DNA molecules are present. 70s type of ribosomes are present. As chloroplast contains one type of cell organelle, ribosomes are called organelle within the organelle because ribosome is a cell organelle, but it is present another cell organelle, namely chloroplast. Then minerals or ions are present. Rhizophore in the form of starch granules are present. Then thylakoid membranes are also present. These thylakoid membranes are also lipoproteinaceous. They are also composed of lipids and proteins. However, these thylakoid membranes are two types, stroma thylakoids and grana thylakoids. Stroma lamellae or grana lamellae. Then these thylakoids contain photosynthetic pigments. As pigments are present here, generally these membranes are said to be the site of light phase. Membranes are said to be the site of light reaction. Then however, these membranes are two types. The first one is grana thylakoids. The thylakoids present in granum region. Granum is nothing but a stack of thylakoid membranes. A pile of thylakoid membranes is called granum. Thylakoids present in granum are called grana thylakoids. Then the thylakoids present between two adjacent membranes are called stroma thylakoids. They are also called stroma lamellae. Stroma thylakoids or stroma lamellae. Both the membranes contain photosynthetic pigments. Both the membranes play major role in photosynthesis. However, here another very important one, the most important one. What are the main functions of the chloroplast? How this chloroplast is useful? What are the main functions of the chloroplast? First important function of chloroplast, it helps in photosynthesis. This photosynthesis mainly takes place in two phases. The first one is light phase and the second one is dark phase or dark reaction. Generally, this light phase of photosynthesis takes place within the granum. Granum is the site for light phase, site of light reaction. Then dark phase takes place within the stroma, very important. The site of light phase, mainly granum. The site of dark phase, mainly stroma. Why light reaction takes place within the granum? As the pigments are present within the granum. Pigments, photosynthetic pigments. What are the pigments present in chloroplast? Chlorophylls, carotenes, xanthophylls. There are three types of pigments usually present in chloroplast. The first one is, what are the pigments? The first pigment is chlorophyll. Chlorophylls. Second one is carotenes. Then the third one is xanthophylls. Chlorophylls, carotenes and xanthophylls are the three types of photosynthetic pigments commonly present inside the chloroplast, especially in the region of the granum. Hence the light reaction takes place within the granum. Then dark phase takes place within the stroma. Why? Because here the photosynthetic enzymes are present within the dark phase. Very important. Very important. The site of light phase, the site of dark phase. Why light phase occurs only in grana? Why not in stroma? Because light phase requires pigments. Pigments are present in grana. Hence the light reaction occurs within the grana. Why dark reaction occurs only within the stroma? Why not within the granum? As photosynthetic enzymes are necessary. Photosynthetic enzymes are required by the dark phase. Photosynthetic enzymes are present within the stroma. Then the next important function, generally the cell organelle plays important role, very important, it plays important role in energy transduction. Energy transduction helps in another second important function of photosynthesis. It plays important role in energy transduction. That is conversion of one form of energy into another form. Here which form of energy is converted into which one? Generally during this photosynthesis, light energy, solar energy, light energy or solar energy or radiant energy is converted into chemical energy. Very important one. Solar energy, light energy or radiant energy is converted into chemical energy. Hence this is said to be an example for energy transduction. Which process in plants is said to be an example for energy transduction? Which cell organelle in plants plays important role in energy transduction? First of all, what is energy transduction? Conversion of one form of energy into another form, whatever it may be the nature of the energy. Here in this case, in chloroplast, light energy is converted into chemical energy, or solar energy is converted into chemical energy, or radiant energy is converted into chemical energy. Then here another very important, here the most important function is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis takes place within the chloroplast, there is no doubt. But how many phases take place within the photosynthesis? How many phases occur in photosynthesis? Two major phases. What are they? What are the two phases? Light phase or light reaction? Dark phase or dark reaction? In general, light phase occurs within the granum, dark phase occurs within the stroma. Photosynthetic pigments present within the granum, photosynthetic enzymes present within the stroma. Photosynthesis takes place in both grana and stroma. As two different phases of photosynthesis take place in different regions of the chloroplast, there is division of labor in case of chloroplast. Very important. Chloroplast exhibits clear-cut division of labor. Chloroplast exhibits clear-cut work distribution. How can we say there is work distribution, there is division of labor? Because there are two phases. Two phases are involved in photosynthesis, where the first one is light and the second one is dark. These two phases occur at same location or different location. These two even take place at different sites of the chloroplast. Hence there is a division of labor. There is work distribution in case of chloroplast. Then another very important, generally sometimes this chloroplast also helps in the synthesis of starch. Very important. Starch, a carbohydrate, a polysaccharide. Starch synthesis is mediated with the help of the chloroplast, and it stores the reserve food in the form of starch granules. Okay, Nana? So which cell organelle plays important role in photosynthesis? Chloroplast is the cell organelle. Which tissue plays important role in photosynthesis? Mesophyll tissue. Which organ plays important role in photosynthesis? Organ, leaf. Leaves are the major organs of photosynthesis. Which system plays important role in photosynthesis? Shoot system. How many types of pigments are present in chloroplast? We will discuss about the pigments in next class. But however, how many types of pigments are present here? 3 types. What are they? Chlorophylls, carotenoids and xanthophylls. 3 types of photosynthetic pigments. Chlorophylls, carotenoids and xanthophylls are present inside the chloroplast. Okay, Nana? Are you getting? Are you happy? Okay, thank you.